Welcome to A Course in Miracles number 28. Above all else, I want to see things differently. Today we are really giving specific application to the idea for yesterday. In these practice periods, you'll be making a series of definite commitments. The question of whether you will keep them in the future is not our concern here. If you are willing at least to make them now, you have started on the way to keeping them, and we are still at the beginning. You may wonder why it is important to say, for example, above all else, I want to see this table differently. In itself, it is not important at all. Yet, what is by itself? So that's the short question. Yet, what is by itself? What is important by itself? And what does in itself, in inverted commas, mean? You see a lot of separate things about you, which really means you are not seeing at all. You either see or not. When you have seen one thing differently, you will see all things differently. The light you will see in any one of them is the same light you will see in them all. When you say, above all else, I want to see this table differently, you are making a commitment to withdraw all your own preconceived ideas about the table and open your mind to what it is and what it is for. You are not defining it in past terms. You are asking what it is, rather than telling it what it is. You are not binding its meaning to your own tiny experience of tables, nor are you limiting its purpose to your little personal thoughts. You will not question what you have already defined. And the purpose of these exercises is to ask questions and receive the answers. In saying, above all else, I want to see this table differently, you are committing yourself to seeing. It is not an exclusive commitment. It is a commitment which applies to the table just as much as to anything else, neither more nor less. You could, in fact, gain vision from just that table, if you could withdraw all your own ideas from it and look upon it with a completely open mind. It has something to show you, something beautiful and clean and of infinite value, full of happiness and hope. Hidden under all your own ideas about it is its real purpose, the purpose it shares with all the universe. In using the table as a subject for applying the idea for today, you are therefore really asking to see the purpose of the universe. You will be making this same request of each subject which you use in the practice periods. And you are making a commitment to each of them to let its purpose be revealed to you instead of placing your own judgment upon it. We will have 6 2-minute practice periods today, in which the idea for the day is stated first and then applied to whatever you see in looking about you. Not only should the subjects be chosen randomly, but each one should be accorded equal sincerity, as today's idea is applied to it, in an attempt to acknowledge the equal value of them all in their contribution to your seeing. As usual, the applications should include the name of the subject which your eyes happen to light upon, and you should rest your eyes on it while saying, "Above all else, I want to see this book differently," or whatever it is you see first. Each application should be made quite slowly and as thoughtfully as possible. There is no hurry. Okay. So after you've completed your first practice session of lesson 28, come back to the video and we will go over Jesus' commentary for lesson 28. Here's a bookmark too. My tablet's playing games with me. Here we go, lesson 28. Above all else, I want to see differently. I want to see things differently. Above all else, I want to see things differently. You are blessed beings indeed. I am that one you know as Jesus. This is a very powerful lesson. You agree to transform the way you look at everything when you practice this lesson with us today. Again, you may have some fear arising. We want you to refer to the channeled portion of yesterday's lesson to reassure you that you lose nothing except the limiting, fearful, resentful hatred that lurks beneath the surface of your seemingly innocent minds. We are not accusing you of being bad people. We are informing you that you are only aware of a certain part of your consciousness that you have been permitted to explore, that you have been permitted to explore in your society. For example, when you are punished for getting angry with a parent when you were a little child, which most of you were, you began to lose access to that part of your consciousness. You pushed it down because it was unacceptable. You would lose love if you allowed that part of you to surface. That little raging 2-year-old who said, "I don't want to eat my peas," can be punished cruelly in your society. Many of you were. Many of you don't remember it. Some of you do. When you fracture yourself in that way through trauma, you're traumatized by a great big parent who punishes you, withdraws love, makes you sit in your little chair for a long time until you eat those peas, or perhaps even physically smacks you. You push parts of your consciousness down and away from you. You don't have access to those feelings and emotions. What happens as you do these lessons is we tap into some of those fears. We tap into some of those repressed and controlled parts of your consciousness because we love you. We love you in an unconditional way. We love you in a pure, spiritual way without requiring anything of you. Sometimes with your free will, your decision-making process, even when you were a small child, you decided that part of you was not okay. All of you are okay. All of you are acceptable. All of you are loved. This is a process of healing, the reintegration of the mind, the taking back of that unconscious part of yourself. These lessons do not go through your traumas with you. this is not necessary. The practices, as described in this lesson, are designed to clarify the mind of fear. One of the dysfunctional aspects of your society is to go back into trauma over and over again, bringing up that feeling into the present moment over and over again in an effort to heal it. It is not in doing that. It is not in doing that you heal your mind. Let me repeat that. It is not in doing that you heal your mind. It is in relentlessly turning toward love that you heal your mind. The thought forms, fears, and nightmares dissipate when you no longer feed them because you stop looking there. I'll read that again, it's definitely worth reading. It is not in doing that you heal your mind. It is in relentlessly turning towards love that you heal your mind. The thought forms, fears, and nightmares dissipate when you no longer feed them because you stop looking there. You look to love. You look to truth. That is what will eventually fill your mind. That is what we do here. I am that one you know as Jesus, and we will see you again tomorrow. Thank you. Namaste.